Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right.
Mm.
Okay, so this is one of the easiest ways to summarize large data in Excel. One
Yeah.
of the easiest ways. So when we have selected all this now, we come to insert pivot table. We click here, pivot table.
Excuse me. I just want to confirm. I wish to confirm something.
Okay.
Okay. Like you are highlighting product, right?
Yes.
Your cursor is going to be clicked or to be put on products,
Yes.
not
Because
below products.
no, we have to
Okay.
put it on product because on our pivot table, product is an item on the heading. We will need to have a particular column that will title it product and it will bring out the individual products that we have. So your pivot table must have headings. So on our pivot table, we are going to be analyzing, but based on these headings.
So when you click on product, you press Control Shift down.
No, not Control Shift down. You first press Control Shift. You press now the right one to first of all select everything on this row to the level that you want. If it's that you don't want to select all, you can click on product, you press only shift and hold. Then you press the right so that it selects one by one. When it reaches where you want, then you press control shift now. Then you press down. It's going to take everything down.
Control Shift, then you press down. I just want to know how to be able to use those keys. That's the problem because there are three keys involved to be
Yes.
used at the same time. So that's
No,
why
you are using your left hand, you use two fingers, one finger on control, one finger on shift. Then your
shift.
right hander, you use one finger now to use to press the directional keys. You don't use one hand on all those three. You use your left hand on control and shift. Two different fingers. You press control with your thumb finger, you press shift with the other finger. Then you use your right hand now, one of the fingers on your right hand to press the directional keys.
Okay, then in that case, you don't need to use the mouse.
You just need to use the mouse to click where you want to start.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay, thank you.
Now, in financial modeling, when we go very much into financial modeling, you will learn, you will discover that you don't even need to use the mouse to do a whole. These people who work who are investment bankers who build mergers and acquisition models in banks and leverage buyout models and all that, they hardly use a mouse.
Okay,
So when we get into that, you see how you can be working on your keyboard without really even needing to use a mouse.
okay, then we can go ahead. Right now, we have selected all.
Yes.
So
So at least you click here. We are clicking here now. We want to shift the page. We want to use this click and hold and take the
excuse me, which box are we clicking on? I mean, on the at the top when you select.
here.
Yes, I mean where you have clicked before this dialog box appeared.
You okay? Let me close it back. You go up to insert. This is the pivot table for the dialog box. You click insert. You click on pivot table. Then
Okay,
you
okay.
appear. The good thing about this class is that we are recording it, and when when we go like this, it's good to understand. Then after you can still go through the videos. You
Yes, I have a question to everybody. I don't know if there is anybody who successfully did this assignment because with this step absent, I don't know how one could have even
somebody
come.
did it. Yes, somebody did it. We are using but her own to work with it like this. She did
There
it.
should be somebody who has been working, who is
Uh,
well
she
grounded in this.
she researched on how to bring out this list of products. Because one of the best things that you can do is, that is why I'm saying that this is a part that I did not cover. So many of you will have difficulties in even bringing out a list of products. She researched on how to bring out a list and she used the pivot table. Because before I started, I was discussing with her and she was saying that I was telling her that there is something I did not teach you people, but I noticed that that is what she had done. So now we are given the option to choose a new worksheet or existing sheet. We will prefer to go with the existing sheet. If you choose a new worksheet, then the pivot table will come in a new sheet. It will not be good to be clicking another sheet, coming to click another one. It's good that it should be somewhere that you can see it side by side the data. So we choose existing worksheet and we can maybe click somewhere close here. We click here so that it will appear here. Then we take OK. Okay. When we take OK now, it appears like this. So now when it appears like this, these are the fields that will show. So what do we want? The first thing is we want our products. All our elements come under the rows and all our measures. Measures are things that you can add, like price, like sales amounts. These are things that you can add, like quantity order. All of these ones, the quantities always come under values. Sum of values, then the elements come under rows. Like product, this is product. We can take product. It's just to click and hold and drag and bring it down here. When you place it here, you see it will appear here. These are your list of products. Then maybe you take sales. You want to analyze sales, product by sales, to know the highest number of products that sold. This is a table now that we are going to have. So you see now that instead of even using count if and sum if, which is something that we learned, we can use this also to analyze. Now, that is what I was saying, that for us to do individual analysis, like we want to do a report to see which product sold more, we can select all this. So we select now all the products, control, copy, and we come here. This is a new sheet that we just created and named it product versus sales. I will paste it here. This is it that was pasted. So we pasted from the second row because we want to use the first row to rename it product and sales. So once this is done, it is easier for us now to analyze, because all we need to do is we need to select all. Then we come now to insert. Then we can insert a bar, maybe column bar. We come here. These are different charts that we can insert. So we can take this. Mostly bars are good because it helps us to compare. So let's click this drop down and we select different bars. Now, since the products are horizontal in nature, this type of products that are long, which means that the number of characters to describe the product is long, most times it's better to use but a bar like this, so that you can be able to see them straight. Because if you use a vertical bar, you see the way they will appear. Some people will prefer to use a vertical bar, but it's better to use a horizontal bar like this. So when you click, you see now that the products appear like this. You have different order. When you click up here, you have chart design, you have format. So you can be able to change the designs here. These are different designs that you have that you can be able to change. And you can also increase maybe the size by placing your cursor at these corners. If it shows a double-sided arrow, you click and you hold and you drag up. You see?
Chart design. Excuse me. So you have to first of all copy the products, or you just you highlight and then you go click on chart design?
No, this is the chart. Once you click on chart, it will just appear automatically. And once it appears, you are going to see chart design up here and format. So it's just telling you if you want to design the chart, if you want to change the design. For example, you see I've clicked out, chart design has disappeared, right? But if I come on this chart and click here, you see it will appear back. So you can, if you can, these are different designs that you can choose any. See, if I click here, you see it will change. If I click this one, it will change. I'll go to it.
No, I mean the main text. The main text has products and sales. Do you have to first of all click on products and sales,
Yes,
highlight before you go to chart?
anything that you want to edit, you must first select it. Like this is it. You don't just go creating a chart. It will ask you that you are creating a chart for what. You must first select the product and the sales before you go creating a chart. You go now insert chart for this. Maybe this. You click that. You see now the chart will appear. So the chart will be showing you now the sales and the different products. So when it shows you, you see now that chart design, there are several designs that will be showing now that you can choose any. And now the good thing is that if you place your cursor at the corners, it can show you double arrows. Once it shows the double arrow, you can click and hold and drag so that it shows the products very well. And that is it. So you can also reduce it a bit. Now, most times in organizations, it is good for decision makers. Like, for example, if this is your business and I prepare such a thing and give to you, it will still be difficult for you to interpret the performance of these products based on sales. So it's always good that you organize it in a chronological order to start from the lowest to the highest or highest to the lowest, so that we should know the product that performs best. That is it. So now, to be able to organize it that way, you need to come back to this data. You have to come and select only this data now like this. Then you go under this home ribbon, you come to the end to sort and filter. You want to sort it from lowest, smallest to largest. So if you click smallest to largest, you see now that it's going to give you an option, expand the selection. What does that mean? It means if you sort this without expanding the selection, it will only sort these sales, but it will not consider this, which means that you have destroyed the data. You will take sales of one product and give it to another product. But now when it says expand the selection, if you take OK or if you take sort, it means that each time it will be arranging these ones, it will be arranging with the respective products. It will not just be arranging these numbers. You'll be arranging and also arranging it with respective products. So if you take sort now, you see now that that is what it produces. So it's telling us that the highest sales that we made was from MacBook Pro, laptop, then iPhone, ThinkPad, Google phone. You see right down to the lowest, AAA batteries 4-pack. So this is telling us that this is the least product that sold. This is the highest product that sold. Now that is not the end. We can decide also to put the values there so that the value should be showing at the side. So we can still click it. We come up to chart design and there are some options. We come to add chart elements. This is data labels. So we can add data labels at the center. You see when we take center, it appears at inside end, at inside base, outside end. So you see that it's good to put it at outside end. It is more visible. We click here and you see all the sales amounts appear outside end. That is it. So we can still decide to say maybe the background of this chart. We may decide to change the background of the chart. We can decide to change the background of the chart. So we can click on the chart and come to format. maybe shape field. We decide to change maybe the color of the background. If we see that this color is not good for us, we can decide to change the color.
Do that.
But looking at the color we have, it's probably a good color, except that we want to make it too dark, like this. So this is an option for a first report that we can have. So these are sales per product. Now, you see that this first question down here, that was the question was talking about which product had the highest turnover. That is sales. This one was sales frequency. Which product generated the highest sales revenue? This one was sales frequency, but this one is sales revenue, which means that in terms of sales revenue, this is the product MacBook Pro laptop. So if you can be able to present this to the person who has the business, you see you have made his work very easy. From all this data, you have made meaning from it, and it is very easy for this person to be able to make decisions by maybe saying that let's invest more on MacBook, iPhones, and these ones that they do not buy. Maybe the marketing team should try to investigate why we don't sell more of this and all that. All right. So this other question that had to do with which product had the highest turnover, that is sales frequency. We want to see the product that people came so many times to buy, because looking at this, a product might have generated less income because the product is cheap, which means that you cannot take a phone that is sold for 100,000 and compare it with
Charging cable.
with
The
something
charger.
that is sold for 1,000,000 francs. Because somebody can come to buy a phone for 100,000 and there is a fridge that is sold for, let's say a phone is sold for $100. A fridge is sold for $2,000. Today, 10 people may come in and say they want to buy phones. They will buy 10 phones, that will just be $1,000. But if only 2 people come to buy laptops, to buy fridges, you will sell 2 fridges, but you will make 4,000. Which means that there are certain products that the frequency of selling is high, but now the revenue we generate from it is low because the products have a unit price that is low. Which means that we can go back now to this data and try to analyze again and see if we can build a new pivot table now that only compares sales, only compares product and what was that again? Ordered quantity. Now let's come to this. Yes, we can. I think we can use product and ordered ID. Why? Because wait, no, that is order ID. Order ID is not product ID. Let's look at product and ordered quantity, because the number of times they come and the quantity that they order will be able to tell us how many times or what quantity of a particular product was sold. So let's come here. Let's delete this this pivot table, or let's just take this sales out. There is no need deleting. We take the sales, we carry it out, then we instead take this ordered quantity and we bring here. Yes. So in terms of ordered quantity now, you see now that this ordered quantity is going to tell us how many times they kept coming to buy and what quantity was sold. So we can still copy this down, or we copy it, we go to a new, let's go to a new tab, and we rename it. So we say product versus maybe ordered quantity. Let's just say this is frequency. So we can paste it here. Paste. So here we still say product ordered quantity. So I would like you to follow this seriously, because this is one of the highest tools that you use in companies. When you are working in finance, there is hardly a day in finance that you work one day and finish without building a pivot table, or a single week without building a pivot table, because there is always need to summarize data, and pivot table is the best to use. So let's still select this and go to insert and still take our bar and take our horizontal bar, maybe, and choose this and increase it as we did, maybe to a level that is more visible. Then we select our data again here, and we come to home, we come to sort and filter. So smallest to largest, we accept the expansion and we sort. And you see that, can you see that AAA batteries? Let me come back to this other cell and let's see. Let me copy this and come and paste it here. Copy and come and paste it here, and let's compare something. Paste. Look at something. See, triple A batteries is the one that generated the least amount of sales. But look at, it is the highest that was ordered, which means that a product may generate the least amount of sales, but it was the highest that was ordered, which means that the demand for it is very high. And looking at it like this, if the demand is high, it means that it can also help us to generate profit a lot. So we can select these two. We come to chart design. We come to add elements. Then we decide also to add data labels inside N. Inside N. So this is something we can do.
Doctor, please, I have a question.
Yes.
I just want to ask generally, assuming that we're in a company setting and you're being given a data as such, what are the steps to take to analyze the data? Do you start from pivot table? Where do you start from? Like maybe to clean the data before start doing all these things. What are the steps?
Most times when data is given like this, the best thing to do is first of all to run a pivot table. Why? Because if you run a pivot table and there is unclean data, you'll be able to find out. You will see NAs are going to pop up, because if there is data there that is not clean, you are going to see NAs, and it is from the NAs that you'll be able to know that there is an issue, and you'll be able to either go back to the person who gave the data to you to ask them to clean it up, or you eliminate the NAs yourself. Now, every company has policies on how to eliminate NAs. Like there is a particular report that I always do every month that it is insurance claims for patients that go to a particular eye hospital. So it's vision claims. So now that hospital sends the claim to my company, then I have to analyze the data. Now I analyze them in different groups. There is star kits. Star kits is separated into two: star kits Mercer and star kits Travis, and there is another one CHIP. Now, mostly when I run the data like that, I always use a VLOOKUP function to go and pick up some identities from another file to pick up values to bring. We have not yet gone into VLOOKUP. We are going to go into that as we move on. So now, when I pick it up, what happens is that there are always some that do not have codes. So the company has a policy. The company will say, okay, if I find some that do not have codes, that I cannot find their codes from the other file, I should go into that group. I should go into my pivot table and look. The group that has the highest figures, I should take all its own NAs and give the code of that particular group to it. So you see now that data cleaning will always depend on a particular company, especially if it's not just generic methods for data cleaning and all that. You always see data that may not meet the standards of a company, but every company has a way of cleaning. You will not just see maybe data that is not regular, you just decide to delete it and all that. Because this company may want you to maybe prepare it this way. Another company may have its different policy towards it.
I also have a question. What is unclean data?
Unclean data is data that is different from what is required. For example, if we run this pivot table like this, then we started seeing, instead of this, inside this product, we started seeing certain things that were written but in Roman numerals that were not English word, or we started seeing the numbers inside, or we started seeing maybe NA undefined, because these are products here. If you started seeing certain things there that are not written in English, you don't know what it means, or certain characters that are not English characters, or you started seeing maybe NAs, because in data, each time you see NA like this, it means undefined. It cannot be defined. So it will be an unclean data. It will be something that you have to take it out. So if you are working, if they give you any data to prepare a report with it, and you are running the report, you start seeing NAs inside any data that you do not understand, get to your supervisor and tell them that there is something here that is unclean, and how can I be able to clean it, or what should I do in such a case. The company will always have its policy. It will tell you what to do with it. All right, so that's what we have. Now, let's move to the next. I was just bringing in this so that we can be able to compare. Let me take this out. Let's move to the next. Okay, we want to compare. The next was sales and we want to compare sales and which product generated the highest sales. We have got this. Which product had the highest frequency? We have got it. Which city had the highest sales? So we want to compare now city and sales. So we come up here. So you see that we are going to take all this out. So we take this out and we take this out. Then we take city City has to be under rows because it's descriptive, as I said. Then sales has to be here. So you see. So this is what we have. So we can still copy the data now. Copy. We go to a new sheet. We click here. A new sheet. You can double click now to rename it. So we say city versus sales. So we click here and we paste. So here we say city. And here we say sales. So we select all now, insert shapes, this. So it's up to you to choose the style that you want. Then we sort it again from smallest. You come to, it is under home. When you select the values, you come under home here, then you come to sort and filter here. You take smallest to largest, then you expand selection, sort. And you see, that is it. So San Francisco had the highest sales, followed by Los Angeles, New York, Boston, Atlanta, Dallas, Seattle, Portland, and Austin. So you can select this chart design, add chart elements, and take data labels, inside base, inside and or is it not giving outside? So you take this. This is another option. So you can beautify the chart depending on yourself. Now, let me tell you something. This thing is nice when you see it like this. Then you sit down and you are just playing around with it yourself now. At that time now, you will be enjoying the way you are playing with it. All right, so we have now, I think the last one. Which month had the highest sales? So now, for the months, let me see. Okay, the months were in numbers. So we are going to compare months and sales. So let's go back there now to the pivot table. We are going to remove this city now and put the months. Take this month, bring it here. Okay. So you see now that we have 12 months. We have months and sales. So we'll copy now the months. Copy. We create a new sheet. So we say months versus sales. Paste it here. So type our month here. Or we type our sales here. We do the same thing. We select all, insert, bars, this, and we select this. We sort, boom, sorts from smallest to largest, expand, sorts. Let me see. So let's see. So December had the highest sales, followed by November. Wow, it was chronological. Means that from January the sales was low right up to December. That is it. If we like, we can now add the sales amounts, add elements, data labels, inside and that is it. We can change these bars. We can click on the bars and decide to go to format and go to shape view and change the shape maybe to blue. Yes. You can decide to mold this, go to shape shape fill. Now to shape outline and bold it. It's already white, so we can bold it. So these are options. These are things that we can do. So this is, wait, let me change this and see. Okay, this one requires us to put it the chart title. So here we can put it and say sales versus month. So this is one of the ways through which we can analyze data using pivot tables. I think we'll get to end at this level, but tomorrow I would like us to look at financial statements, and we'll look at 3 key financial statements: balance sheet, the income statement, and the cash flow statement. And we'll see how to be able to prepare them on spreadsheets. And since this is a finance class, we'll be working with technicalities in Excel, and we'll also be seeing how to be having the knowledge in finance and how we can use Excel to be able to do it. So far, is there any other question?
Please, what is the time tomorrow? When is the class tomorrow?
The class tomorrow is the usual time, which is what was the time we met last week?
That usual time, I don't think it will be convenient for me. I won't be able to attend the class. And this thing is very technical. Even what we have learned today, honestly, if I tell you I've understood, except you will have to send those videos that you recorded.
Yes, I'll upload the videos on YouTube.
I haven't
Yes, so just
understood.
go to the channel and I'll upload the videos. You can still watch as many times.
Yeah. The class of tomorrow, if it's at the time that we had the last class, then I may not be able to attend. But if it's from 7:30 or
Then
All right.
so we
Or
are able to look at
if it's from
the
7 your time should be about 8 o'clock my time. You'll be okay.
Anyway, we'll see how to work it out tomorrow. If we can start by 7. It's just that the people in Africa and Europe will have
Yeah.
to it will have to be like 2 a.m. for them. Anyway, tomorrow we'll see how to work that out.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night to
Okay,
everyone.
thank you. Thank you very much. Good night. We are waiting for the videos.
Thank you,
Okay.
Doctor.
I'll just upload
Thank
as soon as it's safe. So I'll upload them on the channel so you
So
can.
you say we have to go to the site to watch the videos?
Yes, you go to YouTube. I send the link to the YouTube channel. So you can just get into the channel. So you can even subscribe so that when I upload, it will just signal to you.